Hi guys, and welcome to 2024, the year that the LC actually gets completed. So over Christmas I've been watching quite a few YouTube videos of people doing, I've rebuilt a crash damaged Lamborghini in 24 hours and it's back on the road. So I'm going to show you we rebuilt a Lambretta in 24 months. But no, hopefully the Lambretta will get built in 2024 and complete and be ready on the road. But actually, just to highlight some of the issues, I've been doing a lot of prep work in the background. All the engine and gearbox casings have all been vapor blasted, and I'll be showing the assembly of those in a later video. But actually there's always stumbling blocks when you try and get these. So one of the things with this Lambretta at the moment, it's all painted up and it's on some timber supports to keep it stable. What I really wanted to do was get it on the stand, so I ordered a new stand bolt from a well-known Lambretta supplier, but unfortunately it was about 20mm too short. Luckily I went rummaging through the boxes and found the old bolt, which was a bit rusty and tatty, so I tidied that up, acid dipped it, and I've taken a batch of pieces over to be bright zinc plated. So now I've got the bolt and I can put that back on. There are some other things that I've done earlier that I've recorded in this video, like fitting the rear seals on the Lambretta, fitting the saddle, so they'll be incorporated in that. So here you go, here's a few of the items that have been zinc plated, all looking lovely and spangly and brand new. And this is the culprit in the stand. I'd also lost the nut originally for it, so I machined one of those up on my lathe to match the other side, so we'll go on and let's see how we get on. So the air scoops on the side of it were originally riveted on, but I've chosen to use some stainless steel screws. What's quite interesting when you put these on, it doesn't quite fit to the panel size, but when you tighten them up, it actually pulls it all back into shape, which is great. So there we go, all bolted up and nice and tight in place. Now the handles on the back of it are pretty simple to fit. Just go through the hole and there's a small screw in the bottom of them that we removed to fit them. So this simply pops through here. Like this. Handle goes on there and the screw pops through. So the final thing on the back is the chrome rings. Now the first time I fitted these I struggled effectively. They have a tab on the back that bends over into the through the back of the hole, but because it's actually round it's quite difficult to bend these over when they're in. So what I learnt from the previous side that I did is actually if you just take a spanner and bend them over slightly, it takes the round out of it and just helps it clip in place to finally knock it over on the other side. So then it's just simply a case of pushing these in nice and tight and bending the tabs over on the back. There we go, side panel all complete, other than the door and the rubbers to go on there, which will go on a later date. So I've been doing a few bits to the Lambretta, starting to fit some of the nice clean bits, which is a bit I really like in restoration. The new mats have gone on the rear footrests. They're very simple, just pushed in through the holes, and it's just like a bung on the back of them that holds it in place, so not much to do with those really, so they're ready to bolt on. Obviously you saw in an earlier video the saddles are all done, so I'm going to go about fitting those now and seeing how we get on. So I'm only going to temporary fit the front saddle because actually I forgot to bring the washers for it, so I've only got nuts and bolts, but we'll drop that on and then we can have a look what it looks like. There you go, fiddliest job ever, and obviously it's all got to come off again to put the washers on, but at least it's in place and not going to go anywhere. So let's get the rear saddle on. Hopefully this one's going to be a little bit easier because there's a bit better access to it, and the bolts should actually hold it in place whilst doing the nuts on the other side. There we go, all on in place. Looking super duper with those saddles on. Just look at that, looking absolutely super with those saddles on now. And the first taste of what the Lambretta is going to be like. So I've read lots of horror stories about the rubber seals that go on here on the rear engine cases. Certainly people with Allies and later bikes saying they're all a bad fit and they really struggled to get one. So I bought the Lambretta LC125 grey strips for this. I've already fitted one on the other side and I'm really pleased with it, but I'm going to pop one on this side and you can see why I think it's actually so good. So the rubbers come just wound up in the package, but actually the profile of the panel means they actually drop on really well. I was wondering whether I was going to have to glue them in place or anything like that, but actually the profile itself just holds it in place beautifully, even around all the curves, which is sometimes a difficult thing to handle with rubbers. As you can see, it's going on really easily. So then all I need to do is just mark it at the bottom, trim it. There we go, all on in place. And the other really nice thing about the rubbers when they go on, when you drop your panel, and you can see it leaves a lovely grey profile line where the panel fits on, which is a really nice touch. So one of the things I've been doing whilst it's been a little bit quiet is tidying up the shields that sit over the front springs. Interestingly, when I've taken it off, I've noticed the guy that put this together before hasn't put any split pins in any of the things here, so I shall have to come back and do that at a later stage. So here we go. I've had all the bolts zinc plated for this, so they're all nice and shiny as well. Hopefully it should just be a simple the next job is to try and get the stand on so we can get it standing on its own 2 feet, which means taking off the wood that it's been on for a long period of time. So let's get going. Okay, so that's all the screws out. Let's crack on with trying to get the stand in. I have bought a new spring from Cambridge brand Lambretta, which looks really nice, so we'll put this on and then try and get it standing all on its own. So as usual, when you painted something, it clogs all the holes up and it's not quite big enough for the bolts, so I just need to clean those out. Okay, so I think I've been an idiot here, and actually this might not be the bolt for the stand. I'm not sure whether the engine actually bolts in there, and there's a separate take-off then to take the stand, so I don't need to do a bit more investigation on that. Okay, so maybe I wasn't being so stupid. I think yes, the engine gearbox does fit in there, but I think the stand does actually fit as part of that over the outside, and just having a bit of a play with it, I think it was just a combination of paint and a slight increase in thickness on the bolts of the plating, so I'm just going to clean it up a little bit more and then get this on. Going through a bit easier now. Yay, so there we go. Finally standing up so I can get to bolting some of the other stuff on. So now to fit the footboard and the strips for grip. There's 2 different sizes of these, one slightly shorter for the inside and then some longer ones for the 2 edge ones. And also different length screws, because some actually thread into the crossbar on it and some just have a nut on the back of them, so Just trying to get those the right way around. There's my crossbar ones there, hopefully. So there you go, guys, looking a lot more like a scooter now, and starting to come together, which is really nice. A few little fiddly things to sort out. I need to drill out the holes where they go through the chassis to take the foot strips on the board, because they're a little bit tight. I think they were rusty when they came out before and haven't been drilled out properly. I had to play around to get the leg shield to fit properly, and also just slightly adjust the aluminium foot plates. But isn't she looking lovely? Coming together and starting to look like a proper scooter now. A lot more bits to bolt on, obviously wiring and things like that. I may well be looking at building the gearbox or engine in the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you soon.